Hello, and welcome. You are about to enter the Large K Podcast.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kazu, and welcome to another episode of Large K Podcast. On this show, I interview bands and artists, and we talk about their music, influence, and how they got to where they're at. I focus each episode on one artist, and for this episode, I had a chance to speak with Trevor and Taylor of Holloran. They're a very cool math rock duo from Orange County, and they play incredible live shows. They both grew up listening to bands like At the Drive-In and Mars Volta, and ended up with a musical creation that's quite complex and breathtaking. We talk about the history of the duo, experience of going on tour in Japan, and Taylor's love for Animal Collective. Of course, we talk more than that, but you'll have to find that out on your own because this is Large K Podcast. Enjoy!
He's asking all the hard-hitting questions here.
No, it's everything's pretty much like a band-related question, you know. Well, the first time, no, actually, it's not the first time. I actually saw you guys as young lovers like years ago, like a couple years ago.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, at Top Acid. And
yeah,
that was pretty cool. But you know, finally got to see you guys again with the Fox and the Bear. And one of the cool thing about you guys that I really noticed is that like for like a two-piece band, you guys sound really full. Like, you know what I mean? Like where there really isn't like any sort of void where I feel like bass should be like included or anything like that, you know? So like I just feel like that whole dynamic of it was like pretty nice. But when you guys like formed a band together, you guys never had like a thought of like, okay, we need a bass. Or have you guys ever had like a thought like that? Or
we did, yeah. We had like two different basses, kind of, but they like were kind of flaky, so
kind of gave up on it. Or
well, after like the second bass player like didn't work out, we just kind of gave up.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but. Yeah, like that's why I think it's cool, because like even if there's like a little bit of space within your music, I feel like, oh, that's kind of nice, you know, it's very flowy. So
thanks. Yeah, we definitely like tried to roll with that style intentionally at that point, because this is like high school he's talking about. Like we had bassists like when we were like 16, 17. Like we've been playing together a long time. So by the time like we even were like ready to get out there and start playing shows and shit, we had already been playing as a two-piece like because most of our practices would like be as a 2-piece anyway, because we would hit up the bassist to come and they wouldn't come. We'd be like, all right, we're still playing. Like, so we were just kind of like always just playing guitar and drums anyway.
Yeah, so you guys are just kind of like, fuck it, let's just go with this.
Yeah, exactly. Started playing shows and I just went from there.
Yeah, I mean, you guys even like mentioned like that you guys have been jamming since high school. So
oh yeah,
would you guys consider Holloran to be like the first project of you guys, or were you guys involved in anything else before that? Like any other bands?
We called it something else, but it was the same thing pretty much.
Yeah.
What was it called before?
Columnize. Yeah, Columnize.
Columnize?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like less hectic. It's
Nice.
more like, it's like slightly experimental, like kind of like almost like, I don't want to say like indie rock.
Yeah, it was pretty heavily in. I mean, we have a lot of indie influence. Like, we don't shy away from that, but more so than we weren't as experimental.
Right.
Mostly because you didn't have that many pedals yet.
Yeah.
You had like one. You were using Line 6 effects at that point. Actually, you had no
I was
pedals.
just using built-in amp effects.
0 pedals.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Are you? Because I remember I mean, of course, like before going through this interview, I actually did a little bit of research on you guys too. But you guys said that you guys were heavily influenced by Caramellos, and like, are you guys still like into that too? Or
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we fully followed them in their whole journey, like to their newest album and shit.
right?
Because their newest album's like alright, but oh yeah, that old stuff was what kind of like turned us on to the what you would call math rock.
Right. Yeah.
Because we had listened to Mars Volta. Maybe that was probably the most progressive band prior to being in Hollow when it was still Columnize.
Yeah.
And so we weren't a math rock band. We were, I guess you could say we were post rock because there was like mostly no singing. Some singing though.
Yeah.
Taylor used to sing, but
No, I lost my voice.
Yeah, but you guys said something about you guys were kind of against singing, or like was not really into
yeah.
the whole, like, I'm sure you guys were half kidding, but you know.
yeah, you're talking about the KUCI interview.
Yeah, the KUCI interview. I was looking into that. You know,
I don't know. We were being jokesters that day. I don't
No.
know what came over us, but
it's okay. I mean, like, that's like the whole fun part of all things, and also I know people who does instrumental band where they're like, yeah, dude, I'm not really too into like vocals and stuff, but like, you know, whatever works. It's just pretty much how it is. But before getting into that, I mean, how did you guys come up with that name, Holloran?
I think it was pretty random. I don't know if there's an exact process that brought us there.
That's okay.
I think I just pitch a lot of ideas. We probably played the dictionary game, I think, where we would just like open a dictionary and go to random words or some shit, but I don't remember. It definitely doesn't mean anything.
No, okay.
We know that for sure. It's definitely an aesthetic only. Whatever sound it makes is why we named it.
I mean, do you guys feel that way, especially like playing your music, be like, oh, that sounds like Holloran, or like like to me that's how I like about band names, is that if you sometimes think about, well, it'd be like a good example, like Slow Dive, and then like you listen to it, it's like, wow, like it's very ethereal and like very
I see that. Yeah.
kind of going that way, you know, because Holloran, I mean, I don't really know what that means either, but it mixes well with it meshes well with the music.
You bring up a good point, because
Yeah.
because that approach to it is pretty much the approach to the music. I feel like is like it. If someone hears it, if you hear the name Holloran, there's probably little to nothing that even comes to mind of what it would sound like. I wonder what that band sounds like.
Yeah,
and that's kind of how we end up writing music anyway. Like when someone hears it, we don't expect them to be like, "Oh, that's just like that thing." It's probably like, huh, what is that?
Yeah.
So it's the same approach, I guess.
Yeah, I heard that you guys known each other since you guys were 3 because of what your mom knew each other, right? Something along that line. What did you guys start playing instrument around the same time too?
I started playing guitar when I was like 7 or 8, I think.
Okay.
But just playing like, you know, like kid songs.
Kid songs.
Yeah.
You're playing classical shit.
That was when I was like 12 or 13 though.
Oh, okay. Was it? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Was it?
Yeah, I was like classically trained, I guess. Like, in the lessons I was taking.
I see. I was about to ask like DIY or lesson.
Oh yeah. No, I took guitar lessons for like 8 years, and then I decided that.
Dang, that long?
Yeah, it's like close to 8 years, and then I
Damn.
decided that I didn't want to anymore
Okay.
because I started getting like into theory and like scales and stuff, and I'm just not kind of like I get bored.
Right. Would you say you definitely like benefited from that though, like especially in playing in Holloran, like especially the type of music you could play?
Yeah, I think like I was in the high school jazz band for 4 years.
Yeah.
And that kind of pushed me a lot as far as like the kind of chords I use in Holloran, because a lot of them are like kind of jazz chords.
Right.
So I think that contributes like pretty heavily, and that just like the music I was listening to at the time.
Okay. Like what kind of music? Just
Well, we both pretty much like had very similar music tastes, but like early is like Modest Mouse at the Drive-In.
yeah.
Mars Volta.
Mars Volta. Okay.
Yeah.
And those things. What about you? Did you play drums for 8 years and then?
Oh well,
go on?
when we first started playing together, actually my first instrument that I got was a bass. I got a bass when I was 10.
Okay.
I only played drums at my friend's house.
Okay.
Also similar time, like when I was like 11, but I didn't actually have. I played pretty often. I went to that friend's house like multiple times a week.
Right.
But I didn't have a drum kit, so we didn't actually start playing drums and guitar till we were like 14, 15.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So before that, we were playing music, but I was playing bass and I was playing guitar, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So we would write stuff like that. We wrote some pretty simple songs when we were like, whatever, I think middle school, like 12, 13.
Wow. So, like, I mean, I'm guessing that's why you guys are so united, because you guys have been playing with each other
Pretty
for so
much,
long.
yeah. That's why, like, when it came to being a two-piece, it wasn't like, oh, how are we going to make this work? It was just like, well, all right, we just roll with it.
You used to roll with it. Yeah. That's cool. And how did you transition from, like, bass to drums? Was it...
I've never really transitioned off of one or the other. I've just tried to learn more instruments as time went on. So I've played bass and drums since then, and then I started playing guitar more when I was like 16, 17.
Okay.
And then I've since, I haven't stopped playing.
Oh, okay.
So I mainly play those three, but
That's crazy. Wow. And yet, like, you guys still, like, slay, like, live shows and, like, tour consistently around, like... You guys pretty much tour, like, all around, too, right?
I'd like to more. We go around California more often than anything.
Right, yeah.
The most common trip we make is just to the Bay Area. We've played there like 5 or 6 times.
Right.
We've only done a full U.S. tour once, and I shouldn't even say full U.S. The farthest was like Texas and Oklahoma.
Okay.
But we've done West Coast.
Half U.S.
times.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a big fucking place. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
We're still waiting for that big one, where we hit East Coast and Chicago, and
Yeah.
that'll be fun, but not yet.
No, definitely. And because I know also, like, I also heard that you guys also toured Japan too.
Yeah.
That was how did that happen? You guys, because I also read that you guys even played at a math rock festival too, and so was it just something that you guys just put together and booked it over there, or like was there somebody in Japan or connection?
Yeah, there was a connection via we had a booking agent and manager team, like, sort of. It was like 2 people. Dead Fox was the company, a guy named David, and Michael, who was a tour manager for, do you know 100 Onces?
No. I don't think
Okay,
so.
they're like like LA area math rock. They actually broke up, I think, about a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
But they kind of like annexed us like into the like greater LA scene
Okay.
of like math rock. There weren't, obviously there's not that many in like Orange County and shit, so we kind of like branched up, made some friends, and anyway, long story short, through Mother Turf, and which is the label sort of collective thing, we met Michael, the tour manager, and he was working with the booking agent in Japan.
Right.
And so, he got it set up.
And
He hit us up. It was kind of a out of the blue thing. It wasn't like a goal we were working towards until the offer was placed on the table.
Of course,
and then
yeah.
It was like, oh shit. Well, yeah, we're going for it.
it just happened. Huh?
Yeah.
I see. What was there any? Did you notice any difference of like touring Japan versus like touring in the States?
Oh yeah, it's like almost like night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the audience, like how do they react to you over
The
there?
audience in Japan's like very like super receptive and like super welcoming, and like just if you're at a show, like you automatically feel like you're like family with all the other bands.
Oh,
Even
wow.
though there's like a pretty big language barrier,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
It's a huge language
You
barrier.
still find ways to like laugh about just like random stuff.
Right. No, of
And,
course.
Part of that is, I feel like, the American effect too. You
Yeah.
know, like you feel like somewhat of a novelty because you are.
Yeah.
You just flat out are. Like you just stand out. There's no two ways around it.
Of course. Yeah.
But
yeah.
the music was a great platform to connect on. Especially, not all the shows were like math rock lineups,
Yeah.
but there was that one you're talking about was through the Fecking Bahamas.
They sound familiar.
They're like a math rock publishing network,
Uh-huh.
like blog network, and they have people in pretty much every country. It's almost like a grassroots up sort of thing.
Okay.
So they have a couple Japan reps
Damn,
who write
okay.
for them, and so one of them was the one who set up that little mini fest,
Okay.
and so that was definitely like a math rock lineup. And then there was another really cool one that was with some like really sick post rock and mathy bands, Lokto, Picture of Her, Nengu. Yeah,
I gotta look up those bands. I mean, they sound really sick. Only band that I know of that's like math and post rock is like in Japan. Is you guys are familiar with Toe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, which they're pretty sick too.
Yeah, they're so cool. This was the highlight probably was, have you ever heard of Nuito?
No, I haven't.
They're almost stylistically like Terramelos, like old days of Terramelos, like crazy off the wall, constant time changes, super atmospheric,
Yeah.
instrumental. And they have been around for a while. They've been a band for like years, but they only have a few albums, and they're kind of just like these underground Japan math rock gods.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him on Facebook because
Oh,
we were
yeah.
going to their city,
Yeah.
and I put him on the guest list, and he showed up and came to our show.
Oh wow,
It was so cool.
Yeah.
It
dude.
was super awesome.
Yeah, that must have been a very great feeling.
Yeah, that was the highlight for sure.
Yeah, especially like knowing there's like a musician that you like coming through. You know. What was I gonna say? Especially because I noticed also on your albums, the first one and also the Because EP,
Mm-hmm.
that you guys add the katakana of Hollow Ram
Yeah.
like across there. Like, did you guys have like any infatuation with like Japanese culture, like
Oh,
even
yeah.
before going to Japan too?
This
Yeah.
is totally unintentional, but I'm pointing.
Oh, Japanese grammar.
I took like Japanese for a few years at college, so I definitely was like super into it.
Oh, okay.
Still am, but super into like leading up to that, like wanting to go and
Yeah.
dive into all that.
Yeah. So were you able to use your conversation skills?
Yeah,
to-
they actually were. By the end of 2 weeks, they were probably the best they've ever been, and
Really?
I haven't used it since, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Taylor learned a bit
like
too.
it.
You're learning along the way, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the? Well, I mean, I've been to Japan like plenty of times too, but because my family's over there and stuff.
Oh, you're Japanese.
I'm
Oh,
I'm
okay.
half Japanese, yeah.
Right on.
And I mean, one of the most memorable thing for me has always been food, and I was kind of wondering what's the most memorable food you guys had when you're over there.
Yeah, that's
We're both vegan, and it's like really hard to eat.
Oh, you're vegan. Oh, you're vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
But,
Okay.
A lot of 7-Eleven salads, and a lot of random vegetable pack mixtures from 7-Eleven.
Right.
We did go to like 1 or 2 places that had vegan food.
Yeah,
But,
those were the highlights for sure. We feasted hard.
Yeah, most of it eating there was kind of like trying to figure out a way to get food that was vegan that wasn't 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Wait, you're vegan too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So we were on the ropes. We were on our toes. We were
Yeah.
definitely on the lookout all the time. We ate probably our entire body mass in onigiri
Oh, yeah.
over the course of that trip. Like so much just rice with kelp and
Yeah.
and
By like probably 4 to 5 a day.
Yeah,
Like,
easily.
honestly.
It's carbs.
I'll buy
like,
2
it
in the
was-
morning and like somehow find 2 on the way home. Like,
it was a struggle, not gonna lie. We probably consumed some like stuff unintentionally. I would ask the store clerks. I
Yeah.
would ask them for help reading the ingredients. They're all so sweet, like helping me out. I would ask if is there fish in this? You know.
Yeah.
And they would tell me like,
Okay, this is kind of a random question too, but are you guys straight edge also, or?
no.
Okay, yeah, and it's just that's
Just the vegan part.
comes with a vegan sometimes too.
It
So
does.
like, yeah.
It is a real thing. I have noticed that, but
Yeah, I didn't even know there was like a. Well, I mean, I didn't. I've never like gone to Japan in like a vegan mindset before, but I didn't know there was like a vegan restaurant that was kind of like actively around too. So
there's a couple more so in Tokyo. We went to a Loving Hut.
Loving
They
Huts
have a
in
Loving
Tokyo?
Hut in Tokyo.
What?
Yeah, it was great. And
Whoa.
they had a surprisingly more than you would think if you look them up. That you just look up near me. Google saved our lives every day.
Yeah.
Google's
Yeah.
constant.
Definitely. The only thing is that like what's it called? I mean, Japan doesn't really have much avocados, So,
Yeah,
like,
and produce in general. Their produce is mostly imported, it seems like, and so we would go be like, oh look, like bananas, apples, like fruit we know, and go and it'd be like $3 each or something, and we're just like,
yeah, fruits over there are like it's not necessarily like how we consume like normally. It's kind of like they treat it as a gift almost.
Exactly,
Like a fruit
yeah.
basket is like whoa shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah, it's definitely something, man. No, I mean, sounds like you guys had like a great experience there. So
Yeah, definitely. I want to go back for sure.
yeah, are you guys gonna tour soon this year too? Like,
Yeah, the year's in front of us, and I have not gotten to the nitty gritty of the booking part, but yeah, we'll tour again.
new music also?
Yes, definitely new music. That is the closest thing on the horizon. In fact, we're playing very few shows because of we're working on a new album.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know if we've named it yet. Haven't named it yet.
You don't have to.
It's gonna be full length.
Untitled. This is like your second full length, would you say? Like,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first one was pretty close to a full length. It's kind of like a dwarfed full length.
Right.
We also had to cut a song or two.
yeah.
But yeah, this one will be a big one.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm definitely excited to hear that. On this show, I basically asked this a very common question to everybody, but what's you guys' favorite show? Like, what's the best shows that you've been to in the past? Like, it doesn't necessarily, the best is kind of like a big word, but it could be like the most memorable show. You could include both DIY or venue shows too, if you want to.
Just been to or played or
I always ask been to.
just been to, not played.
Yeah. Or you could even answer that too if you want.
I saw Animal Collective
Well, that was a cool
like
one.
2 years ago.
It was less than 2 years ago. Are you talking about the same one I went to? The same
Yeah,
one?
no, it was like after Christmas. I think it was like, I don't know, it was a year ago.
Yeah.
No, it was a year ago. And Animal Collective's my favorite band,
Oh, really?
pretty much.
Nice.
It's like, I listened to them exclusively for like 8 months.
Well, that's the thing is you didn't listen to them at all until
Yeah.
8 months ago. They're like a shotgun. They're like a shotgun favorite band.
Yeah.
Like a shotgun wedding.
It's kind of like I tried to listen to one of their albums once, and I was like, this is weird. And then I heard a song like probably like a while later, and I was like, whoa. And then
Mind blown.
That's just kind of it.
God, what's another show? There were some sick Japanese, like some of my favorite Japanese bands came through. Toe I saw in 2015.
Oh yeah, a lot of people went to that show.
You didn't go?
Nah.
Oh, you missed out.
I fucked
It was
up.
legendary.
Yeah.
And just recently at the Hi-Hat was Mouse on the Keys and Light, which
Yeah,
are
that show was crazy.
Mouse on the Keys.
those three plus Nuito are definitely my 4 top Japanese instrumental math bands. So
Oh,
now
okay.
I've seen them all, and actually I haven't seen Nuito live, but I
Okay.
met him and he gave both of us sidetrack, but I have mine hanging right there. He literally walked in the room and gave us like anime towels.
What? Okay.
And we were like, this is the most random gift, but like Thank you. I bowed so hard. I bowed so low.
That's so funny. And then then we could even transition to that too. What's the best show you guys have played?
That's hard.
Japan keeps coming up, but I gotta throw it back in the mix because the last show we played in Japan, we actually we had it recorded. Our friend from LA just happened to serendipitously be in Japan and had a field recorder, recorded our set. I don't know if you ever saw, we had a Live in Japan album, and it was from the very last show we played there in Tokyo, and that was like fucking best. Yeah, definitely best.
Yeah.
Best experience.
One of the best experiences you could ask for.
A lot of
So
people
crazy.
came out too.
Yeah, none of our shows were like groundbreaking more so than like good shows we've had here. There couldn't have been more than 100 people in the room,
Right,
maybe
yeah.
less, but that's fine for us. We're not trying to fill auditoriums yet or anything like that. So.
Yeah, no, that's pretty incredible.
We're gonna release, while I'm on that topic, we
Yeah.
have video of that whole performance.
Oh, okay.
And we are gonna release that. That's also shot by our friend Nico. Shout outs to Nico.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on YouTube sooner than later.
That's gonna be exciting. I know that. All right. So the cool thing is that you guys are gonna have shows planned for this year. Not only that, you guys got new music planned for this year. Now, are there gonna be any more new music for Trotus?
Yeah, I'm always working on new music. You're sitting a foot away from my 3DS, the workstation. Oh, I just picked up this.
This Korg.
Yeah, I just picked this up the other day. That's a Korg mini Chaos pad, so it's just an effects processor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually have everything laid out right here. 3DS is where I use Korg on everything because Korg's legit.
Yeah.
That's the 3DS that has the Korg program where it's actually like a DAW.
Yeah.
And then that is a Korg Chaosillator, which is like a similar series to that where it's a dynamic synth looper, so it has synth sounds. So I'm trying to like combine them in weird ways, and that's honestly a new thing we're trying to incorporate because Taylor has been making Ableton beats like a madman for like 2 years now.
Oh, really?
Like probably at a faster rate than
yeah.
writing songs on guitar. So we're trying to like not just like have it be like separate worlds, you know what I mean? Where like, because now we've both kind of ventured and like done stuff with electronic stuff, and now on definitely you can expect on Holoran there's gonna be like almost as much electronic stuff as there is.
That's why I was gonna ask that too. I was gonna ask like, were you planning on like incorporating any of the Trotus-ish stuff like within your Holoran material? So
Yes.
damn, that's gonna
definitely.
be exciting, dude.
It's gonna be like like chiptune meets like Ableton beats meets like also all the whatever we're doing live.
Wow.
It's definitely gonna be kind of more of like a close-up studio approach than just like our past stuff has just been like guitar and drums, like that's it with like 2 overdubs.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. We got a lot of work in front of us.
Definitely. Yeah. Like you guys gonna pull out this Korg just during live shows and 3DS and play some samples.
We'll see. Maybe that's the next level. I don't know.
Yeah. Before I conclude this interview, I have like a few more questions. But one of the song that really stood out to me, especially like listening through to your music, was a song from the Because EP called From.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And to me that song's a constant banger, and it's really a really cool song. And I was kind of wondering, when you guys were writing that track, especially Taylor, like when you were writing that track, were you influenced by bossa nova type music? Because I felt like I heard that in
not really. Pretty much that, like, the only thing I was listening to when I was writing like the guitar for that album was like the Japanese band Ueda.
Oh wow, yeah.
So like a lot of that is like pretty inspired by that. I wouldn't say like directly like I was trying to copy it. I don't really know, like, because when I write music I just kind of like do some random shit until it sounds cool and then like, oh, that's sick. And then that's just like how it is.
Yeah.
Taylor's a pioneer.
Yeah.
Taylor goes into the unknown.
Just do some random shit until it sounds good. It's my like pioneering
Pretty much
technique.
that's pretty much how it goes with like every song too, right? Or like
Yeah, for the most part I'll just like write a riff that sounds cool and then I just like build off of it.
I feel like Taylor's like the mad scientist where like I could show up and like not know what he's gonna bring to like a jam, but I try to like bring the energy and then kind of like steer it, or like and then we both kind of like work on, like Taylor brings like the content, you know what I mean? He writes all the stuff, but then I like, okay, why don't we like do this here, and we kind of just like hash it out.
Right. I see. That's crazy. It was like when it comes to like you guys doing like different time changes and stuff, like I feel like since you guys already know each other so well that there's not necessarily a mean of like you guys don't necessarily have to communicate vocally, but like just musically you guys are able to build that up. Is that how it pretty much goes with a lot of songs that you guys create? Just by jamming out?
Yeah,
basically.
It's both.
I don't really like count or know how to count, so like if you like, I don't really know what the time signatures are, to be honest. Unless it's like 4, I'm like, then I'm aware that I'm playing in 4. But beyond that, it's like we kind of just like understand transitioning because we've been playing music so long together.
We definitely have grinded out parts for sure. There's definitely like, not to say that we just like play it first time and it's like, oh, that's the transition that goes from this to this.
No, of course, it's like you spend 30 minutes on a 5-second part. Just like, oh yeah, I got it.
And the thing is, because I know like numbers, like I'll say the numbers, but it doesn't really like, that doesn't, if I say like, oh, that's in 7, that doesn't like make Taylor like, that doesn't like make it, oh, okay. Like if you're in a group of like session musicians who like are all into time signatures and theory, you say like, oh, it's a B flat, whatever this in 7, and then they just get it. We just like go back and forth with the playing.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to communicate via the music, and I don't know, it works for us because then I don't know, that's how we do it.
That's how you guys pretty much roll. So no, I highly respect that, man. Okay, cool. Now before I conclude this show, what I do is I ask the band or an artist, like, if you guys wanted to pick a song for that you want to play for the audience. And I was wondering, is there a song in particular that you guys want to play for this show?
Oh, I wish I was prepared. Like one of our songs or just any song?
No, for your one of your songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a second I thought you meant any song.
This episode is dedicated to you guys, so yeah.
Honored. We could play. We did do a session in. Let's do mountains, rivers. Yeah. So one song there's a bunch of songs that are going to be on the album that are like on YouTube and in different sessions and stuff. But then one of the newest ones is one that we did in Twin Falls, Idaho, on a series called Thornquest at Thornquest Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a new song on there. So yeah, I could play that one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but the song is called Mountains, you said?
It's called Mountains, Cold Trees.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, thank you so much for taking your time doing this. And,
yeah, of course.
And we'll play the song right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Halloran. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you're interested in hearing more music by Halloran, I put their Bandcamp link in the description box below. I just want to say thank you to those that's been listening. More episodes are coming out, so subscribe to my channel and like this video. My name is Kazu, and I'll see you guys next time when you take a break. Peace!